Hello, this is Scotty McCoy, and I'm the author of the Ultimate Friday the 13th Trivia book, and I am doing another book called the Ultimate Slasher Movie Encyclopedia, and I am interviewing the alumni for the Friday the 13th franchise, and this alumni that I'm going to be interviewing is from Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. She played Tina. It is Debi Sue Voorhees. Hi, Debbie.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
That's perfect.
That's great. So I have a couple questions I'm going to be asking you, approximately 10 or so. The first question I have for you is, what was it like auditioning for Friday the 13th Part 5 in the beginning?
Well, obviously it was a packed house. There were a lot of people there. I remember that. I remember that they got a big kick out of my last name. They thought that was really funny. It was actually kind of a complicated process. I want to say I went in at least for three auditions. The first one, I know a lot of people talk about, that they didn't initially know that it was Friday the 13th. And I can't remember exactly when I found out. I do remember seeing the, what was it, rendition or something like that.
Repetition, yeah.
Repetition, that's it, okay. I remember seeing it on the script. I'm pretty certain I knew it was Friday the 13th at that point. So I'm not sure why I knew sooner than others, but I'm assuming, my memories are faulty. They're not always the best, so it may be that I didn't know until the second interview.
Right.
But definitely by the second interview, I knew for sure.
Right.
That it was Friday,
Awesome. So, everybody. Now I have to ask this question because everybody remembers Tina doing the nude scene with Eddie in the woods on the Hubbard farm. So this part has a couple of questions. This question has a couple parts to it. So the first one is, how was it doing a nude scene in a film? And then, was it comfortable? And if it wasn't comfortable, how did the crew members make it comfortable so the scene could get done?
Sometimes discomfort is not necessarily a bad thing when you're acting because you have a certain amount of emotion that's just a part of it. But actually, what John and I did was that we met early. John Robert Dixon, he and I, we met the day before we were going to do it. So it was the first day of the shoot that we were going to do that particular scene. And it actually made a lot of sense to say, oh, well, gosh, it didn't even give you a chance to get comfortable. Well, no, what it did is it didn't give me a chance to really get uptight. Because I hadn't really met a lot of people, I didn't have days and days and days to sit there and start getting more and more anxious as time went by. It's like getting over with the hard part right off the bat.
Right.
But I think overall, Danny, he was really helpful. He helped out. He was just real respectful, real nice. Honestly, everybody was. They kept a rope there for me, and it really and they made a close set, so only absolute necessary people were there.
Okay.
And other than that, everybody else had to go someplace else. So it was, I would say the most difficult part was once they put the mask on and they put the blood in it because it actually burned my eyes really bad.
Wow.
But then now I'm making it and I can't see. I have to be a little more uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
Because, Dan Ross had the rope there ready for me, and he always came and got me when he needed to move me one place to another.
Right.
Which was nice, so I wasn't like just waiting, he was always like right there and letting me know where he was and what was going on.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So the next question, you kind of answered it a little bit, but if we can go more in detail, how was it like filming your death scene, and how did they prepare for the whole scene to set it up from start to finish?
Well, it started out with I went to a you know one of the sculpture houses, the makeup houses,
Right.
where they actually make the piece that goes over. And what they did first was they took this. It's kind of I really don't know exactly what it's called, but it is a kind of a rubbery plastic consistency, soft like, and it's thick, and they put it all over, all this upper, at least this upper part of my face. And because that's basically it's the mold that they'll then pour in to get the mask.
Right.
And um, that part was hard because it actually, have you ever had a Slurpee in and you're drinking and you get that big time brain freeze?
Yes.
And and then you quit drinking it, right? And
Yes.
the brain freeze goes away. When you couldn't get rid of this brain freeze.
Oh my god.
There.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that, and then of course they were away from me and they make the mask itself. And I would say that probably the day of one of the things that made the shoot so long was that it took about 3 hours to make it really look realistic and make that, because they just have to be ever so careful because if there's any kind of a line showing, then it's not going to look real. And then there was this little broken bone right here too, right on the nose part. Right. So that took a lot, and of course then they had to like do a little touch here, a little touch there, and then they shot for film and then they shot for television.
Oh wow.
So that because they couldn't have the same cuts for the television version.
Right.
So that's another thing that took a while.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's crazy. So what was the experience like filming a Friday the 13th film?
I think sometimes when you're in the middle of something, you don't really know how big something is or will be. And I didn't go and see horror movies. You may have heard that I'm like a real super big chicken when it comes to scary movies. I'm the person that you give me the most scary thing in the whole planet to me is you start that scary music, somebody's walking down an empty hallway, and I'm just like, because I know what's gonna happen. Something's gonna jump out at them, and I don't like that. So, but just making a scary film really isn't scary to me. I've heard other people say that they felt it was. I remember Melanie mentioning that it was for her, but I can understand that because she's actually running from him.
Yeah.
So there'd be more intensity. For me, that wasn't scary at all. Watching the movies are scary to me, but actually being in them, that doesn't scare me because there's crew and cast and, lights and stuff, and you know the person behind the mask. So to me, that's not scary. Right. But we all have different things that scare us,
That is true too.
So, yeah, I think I would just say it was a lot of fun because, when you're at lunch and somebody's walking around with their severed arm or head or something, getting their hamburger and getting their ketchup and mustard and putting it on there, it's just kind of funny.
Awesome.
People were nice on the set, and yeah, I would just say it's a lot of fun.
Right. So how was Danny Steinmann as a director?
I thought he was terrific. He was just super easygoing. I never had a problem with him. He just, I liked that he was always kind of like paying attention. I felt like he paid attention to the actors, and he was kind and sensitive to them and whatever their needs were. Within his ability, it wasn't a huge budget film, so not everything somebody wanted could necessarily be done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he tried really hard. I mean, there was just like one small little thing was they let me pick out my clothes. And when you're an actress and you're on set, you are already kind of nervous because you've got to get up there and there's a lot of pressure on you. And especially when you have, like with Melanie or something or myself, where we're supposed to be attractive. And so, and I don't know why, but women, no matter what, we're insecure. We think, oh, and like, oh, do I, does this look okay? I don't like this or I like this. And I think some of it's just probably hormones and weird things that women go through.
Right.
They have curly hair, they want straight hair. If they have straight hair, they want curly hair. It's just weird. Women are weird.
Right.
Especially when through all the hormonal stuff. And so here I am. I pick out the outfit that I want, and the costume woman came in and gave me an outfit that was completely wrong for my body.
Right.
And I didn't feel comfortable wearing it. I didn't want to wear it. They were like super short shorts instead of the little mini skirt that I had picked out. And I felt comfortable wearing. And I just was like, no.
Right.
That's what I picked. And so Danny walked in, he says, what's the problem? And I explained it. And he goes, she wears what she wants. Which is really nice. And I'm sure maybe that may not have made the other person feel very good, but I'm the one that has to be on screen.
I agree.
So I thought it was really nice of him, to understand.
Yes, it's very, very nice.
It sounds like a kind of a silly little thing, but when you're young and you're a girl, these are big important things.
So, out of everybody that you worked with on the cast, who did you get along with the most?
Well, I don't know if I would know how to answer that. I really feel like I got along well with everybody. I guess I talked to Matt quite a bit. He was really nice. John Robert Dixon, he was really nice too. Obviously, we spent some time together. And I didn't get to speak as much to Melanie, but she was really nice and wonderful to get along with too.
Right.
So, I'm just trying to think. I think.
What about Shavar Ross? Did you ever talk to him at all on set?
I'm sorry, too?
Shavar Ross?
Yes, I like him so much. Yeah, he's a really neat guy. I think he's a nice man,
Right, that's great. I'm trying to get in touch with him for an interview, but I know he's probably very busy.
Right. I'm sure that he'd be happy to.
Right.
I would just say that to start pulling a few things together, so maybe you have some pictures and a little bit of stuff so that they know that it's a real project.
That's true, yeah. I do have a book cover. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, the book cover. If I didn't, I can send you the book cover, show you that.
No, I don't remember. Do you have it there where you can hold it up?
No, but I do have it on my computer. I can send it to you quick.
Okay.
I'll send it to you through Skype.
That little thingy at the top?
Yep. Let me get it up. Let me see. There it is. And that's my face, half my face, half Jason's face.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm looking for the little thing. I heard the noise. I'm not seeing the little. It should be up here, right?
It should be up in the upper right-hand corner, yeah. The little speech bubble.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I heard it.
Do you have it open already, the chat screen, maybe?
Oh, then it could be down below. Okay.
There we go. I had my graphic designer make it. He's really good at his work.
Well, how do I get it? I just clicked on it last time and it came up, but maybe it's just taking a minute.
Might be, yeah.
I guess you have to hit the actual arrow though, as opposed to just beside it. Looks like it's going now. My pathetic internet. I'm actually really glad that I tried this. I still don't know if it would have been okay for live. Okay. It did something.
It probably downloaded it.
Um, hmm.
Click on it again and see if it goes through.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. Ah, there we go. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool, half my face, half Jason Voorhees mask.
Yeah, that is so cool. I like that.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah. Very, very neat.
Thank you very
I
much.
would say send them that and see
Yeah.
what they say. Yeah, and if um, what maybe show me just a couple of other things you've done, and then I can show them, and
Yeah, that'll work too. Yeah.
Thanks. Have a nice guy.
Awesome. I'll definitely send you some after the interview. I'll send it to you. If not tonight, then tomorrow, because I'll be going to bed soon, because I have to be up at 6 a.m. It's almost midnight. So the next question I have for you then is, how did you get your start as an actress?
That was me on the television show Dallas. I was actually working as a Playboy bunny in Dallas, and the show Dallas also was being shot during the summers in Dallas and up in the Plano area. And yeah, I'm trying to remember when I was working at the club. I'm trying to remember if somebody came into the club or it was just my agent calling me. But yeah, they sent me out on an audition, and I ended up auditioning and I started doing some extra work with them, and then they took me on, and I did work as a stand-up, and that was the most fun because you were part of the crew, and
Right.
You felt like you were part of everything, and it was really nice, and I had to learn a lot because I was quiet and I watched and I learned and listened to what everybody was doing,
Right.
and then um, I ended up doing 7 speaking parts on there too.
Right.
So yeah,
That's
it was
pretty
fun.
cool.
I enjoyed it.
That's great. My gran, she passed away a couple years ago, but she loved Dallas. She watched it all the time.
Oh yeah.
She loved it. She would watch it on reruns and everything. She loved it.
Oh, cool.
So I wish she was still alive. I could have told her, guess who I interviewed? See if she remembered you. Did you? I guess you kind of answered this before, but did you first know when you were filming Friday the 13th? Did you first know that it was a Friday the 13th film, and when did you find out that it was actually a Friday the 13th? What was your initial thoughts?
Yeah, like I said before, I really was not 100% certain. Somebody asked me that, and like I said, I saw a repetition on the script, but I really think I knew the first go around, but it is possible that my faulty memory is kicked in, and it really was the second time. But I know I went there 3 times, and I know for 100% certainty I knew I interviewed too.
Right.
Auditioned
So,
too.
what was your initial reaction when you officially knew it was a Friday the 13th film?
Well, I had never seen one because once again I don't like scary movies.
Right.
And but I'm going to make my first horror comedy, so that's super cool. I'm excited about that. But yeah, the blood and guts and scary things, I like kind of like I'm a rom-com girl. I like those.
So what was the best part or experience of being on set and in the film, and what was the worst?
um, well, let's see. I guess it would be hard for me to pick, a best and a worst. I guess I'd have to go with like kind of my philosophy of life. Um, any moment that we live is very quick.
Yeah.
So remember this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have this interview. and it's going to be over and done.
Yeah.
But you and I could talk about the interview.
True.
At some point. So really, the most important thing in life is not necessarily what you did, but what stories you have to tell as a result.
Right.
And I have certainly hit some pretty massive roadblocks because of Friday the 13th. Just because, basically very small-minded people.
Yeah.
Causing me grief. But I can't really say that was like necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
It actually ended up bringing me back into filmmaking, which I love.
Yeah.
I love, shooting. I love writing stories. But I love the whole process of everything that it takes to make up a film. It's this magnificent, wonderful, creative process. And, you may have heard I've been thrown out of 2 high schools and as a teacher. And, I was a very good teacher.
Right.
But, they had a problem with me being on Friday the 13th. Would they have had the problem if it wasn't also on the internet? I don't know.
Right.
But they did. And so it's neither here nor there, but, some of my kids came to me, and I have to say, I was at the time absolutely devastated because I loved my kids.
Right.
And I really wanted to be able to finish off the year with them in a range of some. That's actually where I live now in high school. I was forced to leave like 4 weeks early.
Wow.
And they even had discussed not allowing me to go to graduation. I explained to them that I was going to graduation because I was going to see the kids graduate. And they finally agreed not to have me arrested for showing up, as long as I agreed not to try and sit with the teachers because I wasn't acceptable.
Right.
And I was like, no problem, I'll sit with the parents. And I walked in and it was like Harper Valley PTA going on.
Right.
Eyes were like, oh, I can't believe she would come. She would dare me from her face. And I was just like, oh my God, please get over it.
Right.
We're talking breast. They look just like the guy in schools. That's a little bit dark.
Right, and the funny thing is that if you came to that school and I was there, I would be like, it's freaking Debi, freaking Voorhees here. He was in Friday the 13th. Come on.
Now, would you listen in my class and pay attention to me?
I would, yes. I'm big on education. The thing is, I mean, at first I would definitely be starstruck. I was a little nervous doing this interview.
Haven't shown it. You haven't acted nervous at all.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be professional. Oh my God.
It says once my kids found out, it actually worked really well because suddenly they were listening, they were more attentive, they were more respectful.
Right.
They were coming in because they needed tutoring.
Right.
I said this grammar issue was of utmost importance. I knew that they just wanted to ask me about Friday the 13th, but guess what? They learned something because they actually paid attention.
I agree.
I
agree. Definitely.
It was pretty short-sighted, but I can't say it was a bad thing because it only brought me back to filmmaking.
That's true.
And I'm standing and talking to you, and I have my cool makeup on.
And you look amazing in it too. No problem. So the last question I have for you is, of course, the main reason why I wanted to have you on here as well. I mean, a lot of that was Friday the 13th related, and this one definitely is not. Do you have any future projects in the works, and can you tell the readers what the projects will be?
Absolutely. I'm super excited about it. I've done a series of different films and music videos and stuff that, about Shakespeare and things that I'm kind of a geek. I'm a Shakespeare.
Right.
And, The rest of the world isn't.
Well.
I didn't know. It was a shock. So I decided, I've been looking for a project that would appeal to my fans that I also would really enjoy doing. And I love comedy. One of my favorite characters is Edgar Wright. And, he's Shaun of the Dead and stuff like that.
That's why I'm
It's just
smiling.
there's nothing, it's not scary, it's just funny. And I love like John Waters' Serial Mom. But then imagine like Psycho too. Okay? Psycho has those darker colors and everything. Okay, this is going to be important when I get around to the whole thing. So I go and before I pick all this out, I joined up with a screenwriter up in New York. I'm sorry, a playwright in New York. His name's Tom Stein. And he wrote a short called Catching Up. And it's about this woman who is absolutely obsessed with this idea of murder. What would it be like to murder somebody? And I think, oh, this sounds like really great fun. It's a dark comedy. I make this and I'm thinking, oh,